sins of many, and that to those who eagerly wait for him, he will appear a second time, apart from sin, for salvation. You know, when I was studying for theology, I had this dream that I saw vividly. When I received and accepted the call of Jesus, I had this dream in the dormitory of Central Philippine Adventist College, that I saw vividly in my dream the face of Jesus, and that he was about to come, and I was so excited and I was so expectant that he will come for me and also for those who have been waiting for him. And so I had this concept in my mind that, you know what, in the year before I will graduate, the Lord will probably come. And what happens? The Lord did not come. And maybe I said to myself, maybe the Lord will come after a few more years. I finished my degree and also my master's. The Lord did not yet come. I said, maybe when all of the preachers or the pastors or the missionaries and colporteurs and everybody will work together and spread the gospel of Jesus, maybe he will come. 2005 came. The Lord did not come. 2006. The Lord did not come. And now 2012. The Lord did not come. And I hear some of us in our congregation, even in our church, that somehow, someday, the Lord may not come in the next 50 years. Would you think so? Or some people will say 100 more years or 1,000 more years. I would reckon that the disciples were more excited for Jesus to come back during their time, and then Jesus did not come back. I have 4 thoughts here to share with you, my dearly beloved friends. John 14:3, Jesus said, I will come again. Before I left for Australia to accept the call as a youth minister, I promised my girlfriend, who later on became my wife, obviously, that I will marry her on December of 2004. I was away for about a year, but during those times of waiting, I was so excited. I was imagining that one day I'll go back from Australia to the Philippines and eventually marry my girlfriend. I was so excited. You know, when the senior pastor handed me the phone, I was so excited. He gave me the phone, and I don't know anything because I am just neophyte and just fresh from my grad school, and and I was just excited to work with an Australian church, being the only Filipino in that congregation in Melbourne. And my senior pastor, Pastor Maury, gave me a cell phone. He said, I know you're lonely. It's a cross-cultural. Use this. And so I was calling. And I did not realize that I was calling every time. At the end of the month, the bill from the Orange Telephone Company was given to my senior pastor, because he was the one paying for my phone. And I was approached by my senior pastor. Hey Mark, I know you're very, very lonely. I know you're very, very excited for your fiancé. During those times, there was no Facebook. There was no Skype. I don't know about Skype. And this is the truth. The senior pastor told me that my bill is $1,000 Australian dollars. And my stipend during that time was $250. I was just excited to hear the voice of my girlfriend, and I was just excited to see her face because I couldn't see her face. That was the time when I was expecting to be close to her, but because I accepted the call to be in Melbourne, Australia, I had to just wait and expect to use the cell phone. And so I learned my lesson. I switched from cell phone to phone card so that I will limit myself. And I think the phone card is just very quick. One phone card a day for $5 Australian. This is the point, my friends. If you're excited for somebody to come and to see him or her face to face, you cannot wait to be with him or her. Isn't that true? Isn't that true that when we are excited for Jesus to come, we could not wait for him to be here so that we will see him face to face and that we can behold him because we are waiting for him. We are just so eager to see him. I don't know about you, friends. What is your Christian walk? But during my time when I was single, going back about 1994, I was so excited to see my Lord Jesus Christ come. And until now, the more I'm excited for Jesus Christ to come. The past 3 days, beginning on Sunday last week, I attended the workers' meeting in San Diego. And I was so enthused and so revived to see and to hear fellow pastors pouring out their sentiments, how their work are doing in their churches, and I could just feel, and in my heart I have stories to tell with them. You know, when pastors get together, they tell stories about their churches. Amen. Not only stories, but their experiences. And there are pastors telling me how they would like that the work will be finished because they're tired, so that we can all go home. It resonated in my heart because I told them, you know what? All of us who are pastoring in the Asia Pacific region or in the Asia Pacific ministries, we all go through this fire. We all go through this experiences. We all go through this frustrations. We all go through this myriads of challenges in our churches. But the good thing that we can gather together is for us to encourage one another that we need to finish the work so that Jesus Christ will come. And we cannot do this all alone by preaching. But I believe, dear friends, that Jesus will use any and every avenue for him, for his message, whether we preach it or not, whether we teach it or not, that it will go through millions and billions of people. There are about 90,000 or so Asians in the United States who are Seventh-day Adventist Christians. And there's a lot of work to be done. And I tell myself, the reason why I'm Adventist is because I believe Jesus will come very soon. Because believing and accepting the message or the promise of Jesus will make a difference in our behavior while we are here on this earth. It motivates us because of God's grace to do good works. Not because we are good, but because Jesus is good and that his grace brought us salvation. The promise is given to us, John 14, chapter